Hi guys, excuse the messy hair. It's been a stay-at-home kind of houseworky, half chill-out day because I've been in a lot of pain with my back, and yeah, my arms and that haven't really seemed to work properly. So anyway, I thought I'd pop on because this is probably going to be controversial, and if there's any kids watching, it's probably best not to watch this vlog. Basically, it's about the whole Santa and presents thing. Now, if that's not what you want to hear about, I'd probably say not watch this vlog. But I'm going to say how I'm going to do this with Liberty and how I was brought up. I was brought up with the thing that before Christmas and before birthdays... Sorry if you can hear that noise, she's playing with her wooden blocks. Yeah, I was brought up with the thing of before Christmas and before Easter and before birthdays, you clear out your toys and you always have a donation box sat around somewhere. And as you feel you've grown out of toys or you don't play with them that often, or same with clothes and stuff, you put it in the donation box. And then mum or dad goes through it to see if it's actually good enough for donating or if it needs to go in the bin, etc. And then they go to underprivileged children, or, children in hospital, or children that have lost, their house due to fire, or they could have had a breakup in their family's relationship and they're just like starting afresh. So they just basically go to children who are in need of a kind of little cheer up kind of thing. And I've always been brought up to do that, and I do that with Liberty. And we do have a donation box in the kitchen, and if she puts a toy in there, it will not come back out. It's not a case of I don't allow her to take it out, she physically won't take it out. If she wishes to put a toy in there, I leave it where she can access it, and she will not physically go back and take that toy out. That is her decision. I have put toys in there because obviously she's just under 2, and she doesn't really understand the whole concept of it at the moment, so I have gone through and decluttered her toys, and I sell some and I donate some and stuff like that. But when it comes to Christmas, one, she has to declutter toys, and two, the whole how many presents does Santa get. Now, I've taught Libby the way that I was taught. Santa is very generous to give presents to children. He doesn't have to do it. He's being very kind and very generous. So it is slightly greedy to ask for a lot of toys. I was brought up this way purely for the fact of my mum and my dad basically didn't want me wanting something for nothing, and basically just thinking that Christmas was the one time that I could ask for everything and I would get everything. I wasn't brought up like that. I was brought up with the fact that, I have to be good to get something, and I can give Santa a list of things that I would like, and I would be happy if I received something off that. And if I was good enough, then I would receive something off that. Now, if I'd obviously asked for a bigger present, he may get me that one, or he may write me a note and say that mummy and daddy were helping me out with getting that present. If it was smaller ones, then I may receive more than one. Now, we are doing the same with Liberty. She, out of her presents, she has 3 from Santa. And I just want her to grow up with the same thing as I have, that not to expect that Santa has to get her something. She has to be good enough to earn that. And she should not be greedy in asking for loads of things that are a lot of money, because Santa is doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He doesn't have to give toys. There's nothing saying he must give toys. He is doing it because he feels that you are a good boy or a good girl. And, you shouldn't be greedy. You should be grateful for what you get. So I'm bringing up Libby with that same thought. So a lot of her presents are from mummy or daddy, or she has got some cheapy cheerful ones from the cat and the hamsters, because they are part of the family. They have got presents too, and You know, we always tell her that they're watching her and making sure that she's not being a bad girl and stuff. So I know some parents put like nearly all the presents with Santa, and it's not that I don't agree with it. Every parent has their own right and their own way of bringing up their child, and people may agree with them, people may disagree with them. It's each to their own. As long as that child is happy and healthy, they can bring up their child however they wish. It may not be the way I bring up my child, but I'm not going to judge them, I'm not going to look down on them, I'm not going to frown upon them or anything, because that's their decision on bringing up their child, and who am I to tell them how they should bring up their child? They're not telling me how to bring up my child, and I shouldn't tell them how to bring up theirs. If the child is happy and healthy, that's all that matters. And if they want to give every single present from Santa, that is their choice. If they want to give only 1 or 2 presents from Santa, that's their choice. If they don't want to give any presents from Santa, that's their choice. That is their own way of doing things, and I'm not going to look down on people or disagree with people. I'm just doing what I have always grown up with Liberty. So I just don't want her to learn, because kids do it, that when they get older, it goes from wanting like a toy to wanting a PS4 or an Xbox, and then they don't just want the games console, they want the games with it as well, and they just don't really kind of understand. Like, the games console is like £200-300, and the games aren't cheap for them. To buy them brand new, they're probably about 40 odd quid, and they wouldn't kind of be happy with just the games console on one game, so you end up getting them 2 or 3, and before you know it, you spent £300, £400, £500, and they've only really got 2 or 3 presents. And then you start kind of, in a way, feeling guilty that they should have more than that, but you've obviously spent a lot of money already on it, so it's like, okay, well, I've already spent a load of money and they haven't really got any more presents, so you start to feel guilty and kind of doubting yourself and that lot. I don't think you should have to do that. So Libby will learn as she gets older that obviously if she asks for more cheaper things, then Santa may be more generous and give her more than just 1 or 2 toys. But if she asks for obviously something that's quite a lot of money, then she'll only get 1, or Santa will send her a note and ask Mummy and Daddy for help. Now, Mummy and Daddy do buy toys for her. When we buy toys and she is around, we do tell her that all the toys get sent to Santa, don't they? Yeah, and they get given to the good little boys and good little girls, don't they? Yeah, and if it's something that you want, if you're a good little girl, Santa might give it to you, mightn't he? Because all the toys have got to go to Santa, haven't they? So if we buy toys, we send them to Santa, and then the elves are going to bring them on Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, for Libby to open on Christmas Day, if she's a good little girl. But if she isn't a good little girl, any presents that we've sent to Santa so that the elves can bring them on Christmas Eve, come back, will go to other good little girls or boys. So she knows that. I mean, she's only little now, but she knows that. And when we've gone shopping and she's picked up a toy, I said, if you be a good girl, Santa may bring that for you. Or if you're not, it will go to another little girl or boy. And she seems to accept that, and that's how I'm going to bring her up, is that, you know, she is going to see me buying toys for people and for her and stuff. But she thinks that they get sent to Santa, and the elves wrap them up, and the elves keep them nice and safe, and they bring them on Christmas Eve with Santa. And yeah, she gets that. So I just wanted to come on. I know it's probably going to be a controversial thing of, you know, how we do this with Liberty, but this is our choice. This is how we're doing it. You know, I've never wanted her to be spoilt, or, well, she is spoilt, but she's not spoilt, if that makes sense. You know, she's our only child, so we are going to spoil her a little bit, but we're not going to turn her into a spoilt brat. You know, everything she asks for, she is not going to get. If she has not been a good girl, she will not get a treat. If she has been a good girl, she will get a treat. Now, people might have a go at me for this as well. When we go to town and stuff, if Liberty's been a good girl, I tell her she can have something. Now, 9 times out of 10, she will ask for a bow or a pony. Now, I'd much rather go and buy her a bow or a pony, which half the time she asks for stuff out of Poundland, so it's only like £1 a time. I would much rather spend that £1 on a bow or a pony or a little toy or something, even if it keeps her occupied for 5 minutes and then breaks. I would much rather pay that £1 every time and see the look of delight kind of thing on her face that she has chose that and she has got that without it costing the world, than I would her asking to have sweets and chocolates every time. By having sweets and chocolate every time, she's just, having more that will wreck her teeth. It's not really healthy, stuff like that. And I know sometimes Poundland toys and stuff are really crap and they will break and stuff, but if it gives my child 5 minutes of delight, I really don't care. That's her decision. She's 19 months old. She already chooses her own clothes. She chooses her own bows in the morning. She chooses her own shoes, etc. So I'm letting her grow up with her own mindset and being able to put her opinion forward. Because I don't want her ever feeling like her opinion doesn't count. Or she has to do what she's told all the time. I mean, obviously she has to do what she's told. But as long as she does what she's told, I'm not going to sit there and scream at her and shout at her all day and punish her all day. If she knows that she's done wrong and she knows that because of that she won't get a treat, she already knows that. She already knows right from wrong. It's very rare we have to put her on the naughty cushion now. She knows when she's done wrong. I just kind of have to look at her and that's all I need. And she does know that how we do it is if she's in trouble, she's normally Lib or Libby or Nibbles or Nibbler. And if she's Liberty, she's on the edge. She's possibly pushing it and not been listening to us. If she's Liberty April, she is, one step away from being put on naughty chair. And, she has to stay there. This is her, last warning kind of thing. And then if we say her last name as well, so it's first, middle, and last, she knows she's broken the rules. She's going on the naughty chair. She does get no treats. It's just kind of, you're not playing with your toys. You're not watching TV. You are just eating your dinner and going straight to bed. No extra playtime. No kind of treats of, you're not getting to play with your toys. You are literally just having your dinner and you are going to bed. End of. Now, it's very rare that I have to do the first, middle and last name. Usually the middle name is enough to kind of stop her in her tracks and stop her from going any further. Normally I can just kind of Liberty April. And as soon as she hears the tone of my voice and she hears her middle name, that is it. She stops in her tracks. We do not have to go any further. So that's quite good, I think, for a 19-month-old. She has learned pretty well that certain things she goes on the naughty step for and she has not done them since. Or on the naughty cushion. Oh. Pardon me, guys. So, it may be controversial how we do it and people may not agree with us. But there's probably stuff that they do that we do not agree with them. We are not one to stick our noses in and say, I don't agree with how you're bringing up your child. I don't agree with how you're parenting. This is how you should do it. Every parent has their own way of bringing up their child. And I believe as long as they do not push it to other people and as long as, their child is happy and healthy and knows right from wrong, I do not see why anybody else should look down on them or frown upon them. That is their child. It is their discretion on how they are brought up. We did say when we were pregnant with Liberty to all grandparents, because grandparents do want to spoil the children, and aunts and uncles and stuff, we did say to everyone when we were pregnant with Liberty, we did say that if we tell her no to something or she's only allowed one thing, so say we go shopping and we say she's allowed 1 bar of chocolate. If anyone was to say, oh, well, you're with Nanny and Grandad, it doesn't matter, we'll just do it this time. We would be like, no, we've said no, we mean no, you know, please abide by our rules. This is how we want to bring her up. And to be honest with you, every grandparent, every auntie, every uncle, every godmum, every goddad has actually abided by our rules. And if Liberty has gone out and chosen like a pack of like 5 mini chocolate bars, and we've said she can have one, she has one, and then they give us the pack to take home, and she will have that another day. Or for my mum will always buy her treats, and before she buys them, she'll be like, is she allowed them? Can she have them? Or if we go shopping and Libby asks her for something, because quite often she'll ask Gran and say, please, Gran. Now, mum will always look at me or talk to me or ask me and say, is she allowed this? And she will not get it if I say no. So, you know, everyone is very nice in that respect, and I'm grateful that they all do respect the way we have brung her up, and they do help us by sticking to what we say. So they are sticking to what we say at Christmas as well. You know, we've not asked them for any toys for Christmas, because we said we actually have got her all the toys that we want to get her for Christmas. And a lot of the toys we are buying now is ones that she grows with. So like her kitchen at the moment, where she just plays with her play food in her kitchen. But obviously as she gets a little bit bigger, she'll start using the food for the colours and the names of the food, and start playing like she's cooking the food and stuff. So it is very much, all the toys that we have got her are very much a grow with them toy. And the same with what we've got her for Christmas. At the moment, they would just be kind of a toy to play with, but they are growing toys. So she will be able to soon learn the colours and stuff like that. You are learning colours a bit now, aren't you, baby? She knows what green is, and if you ask her to go and pick up a green block or a green toy, she will give you a green one. She's learning the names of things, so she can pick out cats now. Obviously because we've got Nanu, but she's also got like books with cats in them, and if we say, show me the cat, she will actually point to the cat. She knows where her head is, where her knees are, her toes, her chin, her mouth. So she does know things like that, and that is purely because of the learning toys that we have got her. They've started off as just normal toys, and then obviously we've used them for the colours, for the numbers, for the songs, stuff like that. So she is learning. And she's learning the numbers. She can do 1 and 2 and sometimes 3 at the moment. And we've got like Froggy and Dog and Cat. And quite often she'll say, hiya. And then when she goes, she'll say, bye, see ya. So she is very aware of the situation and what's going on and stuff like that. So yeah, but that's how we are doing Christmas, and that's how we bring up Liberty. And I just wanted to come on here and kind of say my opinion on it, because I know a lot of mums have had a lot of backlash on how they bring up their kids, how they are choosing to do Christmas, etc. And I just want to say my opinion on it. It's probably going to be a very controversial subject, and you know, I'm probably going to get some hate comments from this, but I just feel like mums should not get hate comments, especially how they are bringing up their child, each to their own. You know, we shouldn't frown upon mums and dads and people that are bringing up children. You know, it could be foster children, it could be aunts, uncles, there could be family problems. We shouldn't frown upon how each other are bringing up their kids. It may not be what we would do with our kids, but we should never go and tell people how they should bring up their kids. You know, they have their own way, same as we have our own way, and we should not enforce our discipline and our ways of doing things on to other mums and dads are doing it their own way. And I just want to come on here and kind of say, you know, good on you to all your mums and dads. You're all going to have a different way of parenting, and whatever works for you is the best way for your child. You know your child better than any other person, and you know, we shouldn't be going around saying, oh, I wouldn't do that with my child. You may think it, but just shut your mouths and don't say it. I've had it quite a few times when she used to have her fits. If she was in the middle of town and she had a fit, you know, she would be walking around town, she'd have a fit right in the middle. I couldn't physically put her in her buggy and strap her in so she was safe. So I had to sit down with her, I had to hold her, I had to try and calm her down. And the amount of people that I had that walked past me and was like, oh, look, that mother can't control her kid. They don't know that she had a medical condition. They don't know that I was trying my hardest to calm her down, to get her in a safe environment so I could put her in a buggy where she was safe and I could get her out of that vicinity to kind of give her space to to chill out and relax and calm down. I was not going to put my child at risk, and I was the one that was getting the frowns and the stares at and the tutting, and it really, really upset me. And many a times when I was in time with my mum and she'd done it, I was in bloody tears with the mums and dads and elderly people and young people, everyone that was walking past me and tutting and going, oh my God, look at that temper tantrum, that mother can't control a kid. Do you know what I mean? That digs you down. As a mum, that really freaking got to me, and I can never, ever, ever, say thank you enough to a lady that I dealt with. Libby was having a complete meltdown in the middle of a big shopping centre where I live, and I was getting frowns and tutting, and people were like looking at me, and do you know what I mean? Like, I was obviously, there was a tension there because Libby was having a meltdown. She was screaming, she was crying, but the amount of negative attention I had made me feel like this small, and I knew I couldn't safely put my child in the buggy and get her out of that situation, and that made me feel horrible that I was, what are you trying to do? That I was like forcing her to be in that situation. So I hated that, and this lovely lady came out of a shop, what we were sat outside of. Go and play then. No. And she came out and she said, are you okay? Would you like a hand? And Libby was biting, she was kicking, she was punching, and this lady came out of the shop. She didn't need to. There was no need for her to come out. She came out of her own accord. She came up to me. She asked me if I was okay. She said, do you need a hand? And I said, no, thank you very much, I'm okay. But she didn't take no for an answer. She stood in front of me, she stood in front of Liberty, and she was going, all right, little girl, what's all this crying for? And she was really trying to get Liberty's attention away from the temper tantrum that she was doing. And I was really, really, really so happy and proud that that woman took her own initiative to come and help me, because as a mum, when your kid is doing that, you feel this small and people put you down. Stop that. Stop. People put you down and make you feel so small. And I was so grateful of that kind of just, I understand what you're going through. And I said, I'm really sorry. She's screaming and shouting right outside your store. I'm so sorry. It's obviously putting your customers off. And she said, don't worry about it. My little brother does the same. And she was only, I think she was about 17 or 18, and I went back in after we'd managed to calm her down, and I said, thank you ever so much for your help. I writ to her head office, and I couldn't praise her up enough, and she actually did get a little thank you from the head office, and they were so happy to hear that she had actually done something and helped out, because they said they always like to hear how good things happen with the staff, because they normally only hear bad things. And actually the next time I was in town, we actually went in with a box of chocolates to say thank you, because like I say, she did not have to do that, but it gave me that sense that I wasn't alone. Even though I had my mum with me, the people that were tutting and making comments and making me feel so little and so less of a mother, like I couldn't control my daughter, that I couldn't deal with my daughter, that made me feel so small and insignificant. For this woman to come out of her way and give me a hand and offer me a hand and show me respect and kind of just put aside all the screaming and shouting. I mean, Liberty kicked her, Liberty smacked her, and she didn't even flinch. I was so proud to actually have somebody's help and have somebody understand. So if you ever see a mum, especially as a mum myself now, if I see a toddler having a tantrum and I see the mum kind of at breaking point, feeling so low because everyone's belittled her or tutted at her, and same with dads, if the kid's having a tantrum and you can see it in their face that they have been put down so much by everyone that they're starting to kind of feel crap about themselves, I will always go up to them and say, are you okay? Do you need a hand? Or kind of just go up to him and say, I'm with you on this, don't worry, we've been there, done that, it's the only thing I can do to help. You know, because I'll tell you what, that helped me 100% to know that I wasn't being frowned upon by everyone. That really helped me, and I think that helps with generally how you bring up your child as well. If people may not agree with how you're doing it and stuff like that, but don't ever frown upon somebody, because that mum, that dad, that foster parent, the grandparents, the auntie, uncle, whoever that child's caregiver is trying their damn hardest to do what's best in their own eyes for their child. And I just think we should really, we should stand united with each other and give each other the help and support we need. Stop belittling each other. Stop looking down at each other. Stop treating each other like we're doing something wrong, and all stand by each other. We are all parents in one way, shape or form, or caregivers or something, and we need to stand together and actually support each other, because in this world you get belittled so much. You need that little bit, and you may not admit that you need it, but you need it. So I just came on kind of to say how I bring up my child, and you may not agree with how I'm doing it, but I really don't care. That is my child, that is my way of discipline, that is my way of how I'm going to deal with Christmas and birthdays and Easter and stuff. And I'm going to get hate from this. People are going to say, that's really nasty, you shouldn't do that. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I'm doing what's best by my child for my choice. And I just think all us mums and dads and everyone, we should stick together. So please take this as kind of I support every mum and dad and caregiver in any way, shape or form with what they're doing with their children or grandchildren, whatever, you know what I mean. And I just think this is kind of a support message that we are behind you 100%. And I think this needs to be spread really across the world, that, we should support each other as parents, carers, whatever. We need support with each other. So come back from now. I do not want you going down the side of the sofa. So yeah, I'm just going to pop on. She's grumpy because she's not had a nap and she will not go down. So yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.